Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? It is Monday again. It's Movement Monday with Ray and Ryan. I'm Ryan. That's my buddy Ray. Um, we talk about a plethora of different things, mostly related to fitness, innovative posh, um, and whatever else happens to come up in these conversations. We were just trying to figure out what are we going to talk about tonight, and Ray, you had a really good idea. It's kind of vague, but it's actually a very, very good idea. And it's just, when we're don't know when we go to the gym, don't know what we're going to do, but the best thing to do is just show up. And so that's kind of the mode that we're in tonight. We weren't sure which direction to go, but we showed up. We're here.
Um, well, and see, for you and I, we talk a lot about movement in our respective aspects, and me at Orange Theory, you at the CrossFit Gym, and we're fortunate uh, hey Shelly, to be able to show up to the gym without a plan and have one set up for us, and that is definitely one of the pluses for me, in the environment that I work out in, that I show up, and it probably makes it easier for me, to be able to go first thing in the morning, because if I tried to go to the gym by myself at 5 in the morning, um, it's a lot less harder. It's a lot harder to motivate myself if I have to, put forth my own plan, and rather than having a plan set for me and following a coach and having the coach think for me throughout the whole time. So go there and kind of just follow the instructions and get your movement in. And for you, I know it's pretty much the same type of thing. You guys typically have a standard setup, and a lot of gyms do these days. Different boutique style gyms and CrossFit gyms have that benefit of showing up and being able to just follow the instruction of your coach or of your instructor, which is a huge benefit, and definitely uh, something that a lot of people feed off of. So
Yeah, no, I absolutely. I think I'm that same way too. If I had tried to get up every morning, I mean, I'd do it, but it's much easier to get up in the morning and go to the gym knowing I don't have to think about anything. I can just show
mm,
up. The plan's written out. This is what we're doing, step by step, and go do it. And but even if we didn't have that luxury, I think just showing up, just come up with a basic plan for yourself. Like, hey, okay, today, for instance, I'm going to do leg stuff, and you could
mm,
just do, you know, basic squats or calf raises or hamstring or just something basic to work your legs that you didn't have to do this huge in-depth intricate got to do this movement to do this movement. Just go real basic, and once maybe you start that, that could be the catalyst to maybe get you into something in that workout, something a little more in depth.
well, and that kind of goes for a long while there. I worked out at Valley Total Fitness, and then moved over to LA Fitness before I found Orange Theory. And I managed my own workouts then. I did go a lot of time in the morning then, but I did have a set regimen that I set for myself. The problem only that for that becomes is not recognizing, or not recognizing soon enough that when it's time to step it up and when it's time to put on heavier weight or whatnot. Because if you're going by yourself, you don't necessarily have somebody to challenge you, but working through a couple different workout buddies. I had one buddy who loved to tell me, I mean, well, if you can't do it, it's fine. And he knew exactly what that meant to me is, okay, so I'm going to challenge you. And if I tell you can't do it, then you're going to do it. And, and it was never anything that was going to hurt me or get me to a point where it was going to take me out. It was typically something where I wasn't challenging myself enough, and he stepped me up. So I was grateful for that. But on the other aspect, I had another buddy who I used to work out with, um, and he was very much of the, I can't get up in the morning. I need for you to meet me there. And so we did good for a long while with afternoon workouts, and then tried a second, to recreate what we had, a year or so prior. And, the mornings for me to try to get him into the morning workouts was definitely a challenge. I ended up working out by myself most of the days, but I'd go in there knowing that he wasn't going to be, awake or ready to go. So I kind of would always have a plan, but, we always had our set, what's Monday? It's chest day. It's chest day for all guys. So, but and so we had our set groups that we would work on different days of the week. We'd take the weekends off, and we were in our 20s when we were doing real dedicated and getting it done in the afternoons. And a lot of times we'd go, and then we'd go have a drink after the gym. So it was very much of a mid-20 type of thing. And so, but and it was one of those things where just show up, get it done, and even if and a lot of guys don't like to do this, but even if it's just getting in there and walking on the treadmill, hitting that treadmill up, get yourself moving, get your movement in, and make it happen. It's in the month of December, it gets to be tough for folks to be consistent with their workouts because there is a lot going on. There's typically family coming in and out of town. It's cold. You've got parties. You've got shopping you got to do. You've got cooking you're going to do. And so making the time, it gets harder, but also putting in the effort. It definitely takes more work, but it's definitely worthwhile, and needs to not be let up on.
Oh, absolutely. I think, especially this time of year, the holiday season, like for the reasons you just said, I think that's even more of a reason why I like going when we go early in the morning, because then it's done, it's taken care of. Now the whole rest of the day I can focus on, as family coming in town, what do I need to prepare for the next night or this day or, the next couple days. I get my workout done. I feel good, but that's done now. We can move on to the next thing on the list. Where I think.
Well, go ahead.
I was trying to maybe do that later in the day. That's always kind of going to be on the back of my. Oh, I still got to do this. Oh, I still got to do this. Well, I got all this to do. Oh, but I still got to get my workout in. I like having it done early. It's done, and move on with the day.
Exactly. Well, and it's so much easier to skip it if it's later in the day and you have other things that come up. And other things are always going to come up. It's very rare that other things are going to come up first thing in the morning. Because I can't tell you the amount of times I've had people either tell me, you're nuts. I don't know how you manage to go work out at 5 a.m, or why do you get up twice a week to go? I get up at 3:45 on Tuesdays and Thursdays to be there to coach by 4:30 and coach my first class at 5. And so, but for me, it is a conscious choice to get in there and be able to coach my 2 classes so that way I can be done. It is what I call my hobby job before I come to work my day job. And, so I have to be done by 8 and home and ready to work for my day job by 8 o'clock. So works out first thing in the morning. I have made it a habit of when family comes into town or whatnot, making sure that I get up and go, because it's even that much more of a distraction or that much more of an excuse for me to not go when you're having a good time with your family. And when you have family visiting, you don't want to leave. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to, step away or time that, you're really not going to get back. They're making an effort to come visit you, or, you're making an effort to go visit them. You want to capitalize on that time. So use the time when everybody else is asleep and get your stuff done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or convince them to go with you, So
yeah.
So I haven't had much success with that, but it's always worth the shot.
Yeah, doing that, and even just if you don't know, just start basic. But I think that can apply to like anything. It doesn't have to be just going to the gym. I mean, just anything in life. Well, I'm not sure what to do. Just show up and sit in the back of the room and listen, or start. I don't know what the metaphor equivalent would just be walking on a treadmill would be, but something basic, just be there.
Baby steps.
Yeah, soak it all in.
Yeah, I've heard a metaphor of such before about the gym to the door is the heaviest weight in the building. And you if you once you've lifted that weight, you can lift the rest of them and do whatever you want because you've already tackled it. And we joked about it this weekend. We had a couple people. I coached on Sunday. I covered for another coach, and one of them was moving to just going to the class. Like, I'm here, and I was like, you're literally taking the showing up as half the battle to literal levels, and so. But it's very true. You're getting there. You're going to at least burn some calories. You're going to get some work in, and not all workouts are going to be stellar workouts. Just show up, and get it done. So, and there's, this morning, of course, I've talked about this a lot lately. Where Mondays aren't always my easy get up and go day, but I reflect every Monday of it's Movement Monday. I have to go in. I have to be able to say that I got my workout in this morning. I need Ryan to get that ping that said Ray completed a workout, And this morning I went in this morning a little tired. I had a busy weekend, and so I was kind of like, well, okay, I'll get there. And as a coach or as an employee, we have to wait to pick our stations to be done, and it was almost a full class. It was actually a full class this morning, and so I picked a station. There was one or two stations, and I picked one next to one of our go-getter type members. And I sat down, and she goes, "You drew the short stick?" I was like, "No, I definitely chose to be here today." And I knew exactly, because she is one that will call you out if you are phoning it in. And it's very much of so we're definitely going light today, huh? And I'm like, so I sat there. I'm like, I need the motivation of that today. I thrive off that kind of energy. It's not for everybody, but also I dug it this morning because I got myself up. I went, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna let her shame me today if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So.
Well, that just made me think, and I'm sure we've said it on here before, but not like you said, you're not every day is going to be 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe today you were 75%. But if you gave 100% of that 75, that's still given 100% in essence. So giving everything to what you've got, I guess, is what easier way to say that. But that's some days that's all we can do.
Well, yeah, and you just reminded me of another thought. Cruz had an indoor soccer game over the weekend, and his team has dominated every game this season except for this last one. And this last one, they had a challenge, and the other team was really aggressive. I mean, Cruz's team ended up winning, but they won like 4-3 versus at one point they won like 37-7 or something. So, and it's soccer, so yeah, 37 goals is a lot. But and he's like, it wasn't a fun game today. I'm like, it's actually probably one of the best games you guys have had because you guys had competition, and that's the thing is. Not every day is going to be easy, and going into it, you gotta accept the challenge. You gotta move, and and they persevered. They made it. They won. Are you there?
Yeah.
I lost you for a quick second.
So. I know. Yeah, that was weird.
Well, yeah,
we switched sides on my screen.
We did. That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I mean, and they got through it. They accepted the challenge. They were a little rattled because they weren't used to a team that can challenge them, and so it was very good for them. But they're doing so well that for next session they're actually stepping up to the next age grade and playing a year up because they've not had a lot of competition this season, and so And it was just a good opportunity to remind him of that. It's not always going to be easy, and just because it was hard doesn't mean it wasn't fun. It should be funner because it was hard. If you think it's fun because you pummel another team, then we need to rethink some things. We need to rethink our challenges and how we're challenging ourselves. So it was a good opportunity. But some days are easier than others, and some days you're gonna win 37-7. And other days it's gonna be 4-3, and you're gonna be happy with it because you still won. You still tried your hardest. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
That was my 8th grade basketball team that I coached. We played 2 games Saturday, and we won both games. But the first game we only won by 3. And this team we beat before by, I think it was like 10 or 15. So fair margin in basketball. And we were beating them again till the last probably 3 or 4 minutes of the game, and then we decided to kind of put it on cruise control. And of course, the other team, we're much bigger, much stronger, but they're smaller but quick, fast, scrappy team, and they put some pressure on us, and we didn't know how to react, and tried to give it away to them. And I told them, like, hey, this is a wake-up call. You can't get to a point and just put it on cruise control. You got to keep the throttle down till that clock reads zeros. We don't stop till it's over. And this is what can happen. We were lucky to walk away with a win in that game.
Yeah.
We definitely should have won, but we were lucky to walk away with a win. And then the next game they turned it on and we pummeled the team. I think we were up 20-0 in the first minute and a half. So
no boy.
But it was a good lesson for me, just like you said, that you can't, don't take it for granted. You still, even when it's easy, you still got to play because it can turn hard real quick.
Yeah, one of the things that his outdoor team does from time to time is that they'll see the other team make a foul, and they'll be looking for the ref to blow the whistle, and so they stop playing. And I'm like, you can't expect somebody to call the foul because you saw it, because if they didn't see it, you're just allowing them to come in and dominate. And so we can't do that. You have to keep trying your hardest until you hear the whistle, until somebody tells you to stop trying your hardest. It's a hard thing for 10-year-olds, but it's also metaphorically it applies to so many different things in life. Of if you give up, it could have been just a little bit too soon, and you gave up and you allowed failure to set in, or you allowed yourself to lose that battle. Not so much failure, but it's just a much bigger message there. And I've seen it a couple times, but I also reflected on how many different times I've seen things like that in real life where folks just let up because somebody else should have called it, and you just let somebody in and defeat you. So yeah, try your hardest.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Anything else you want to cover, or are we good to wrap it up?
No, I think for not having a plan, that was a pretty good, pretty quick 20 minutes.
Definitely, I agree. Yeah. No, and that's one of the things I enjoy about these. I enjoy just chatting with you and how easy it is for us to just have a conversation and chat about fitness and our passions of fitness and vitamins and supplementation, nutrition. It's all that good stuff. So, and speaking of which, if you are watching this on the replay, please be sure to let us know. Comment. Hashtag replay would be helpful. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. We are on YouTube as well. With regards to the vitamin supplements and skincare, self-care, we also have products to help with that. Reach out to Ryan and I if you'd like any more information on that. We'd love to share. We'd love to help you learn what we have. We'd love to get you some samples if that's something that you'd be interested in as well. If you'd like to join us on a future live session, we'd love to have guests. Movement is a passion of yours. If vitamins and supplementation is something that you're interested in, reach out. We'd love to have you. Other than that, again, check us out on YouTube. Movement Monday with Ray and Ryan on YouTube as well. Other than that, I'll remind you to drink your water, take your vitamins, and get your movement in. And we'll talk to y'all later.
Have a good one.